A spoiler, it's a disaster. Well, with one exception. The beautiful family that adopted me in this process.
¿Qué tal? Ay, gracias. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Bien. Ay, perdón, toda sudada. Gracias.
Si quieres puedes poner aquí
Sí, muy
la
bien. Francisco me invitó a quedarme aquí en la casa de sus papás y me dieron este espacio para acomodarme. Muchas gracias. Ando un poco fúnica.
That's right, if you watch my last video, you'll know how I ended up here. But in summary, this guy Françisco, who is currently traveling by bike through Africa, connected me with his wonderful parents, Isabel and Vitor, who would become my family while I was racking my brain a bit trying to figure out how to do this on my own for the very first time.
Si me veo un poco jodida, me siento un poco jodida en la garganta.
It was at their home where I would prepare myself to embark on a journey that would literally change my life. And in case it isn't clear how much fun I've had assembling my new camping tent,
Es gigante. Oh, es gigante. Me encanta. Ah. Me encanta que la puerta esté así. Me encanta.
and not to brag, but it's in my tent with my inflatable mattress, mini pillow and sleeping bag where I've slept the best in my life. Sleeping in nature is wonderful, but it's also nice to be able to close the door and have plenty of books to read. Although I didn't read any because they were all in Portuguese.
No me salió.
In here, I not only have the joy of resting and figuring out life with my bike, but I also had time to work on my projects. One of them is my art. I paint with watercolors and sell my original art through my website. I also send a printed postcard every month via Patreon. Everything is handmade, the artwork, the stamps, and the message on the back. Then I send them to digital and send them to your address. All this is made with lots of love and passion. And printed, they look like this. And the original art looks like this. I'll leave the links in the description. Thanks so much for supporting my art. And well, it's time to release a bit of the frustration of doing this alone for the first time. And guys, this video is 15 minutes long, right? But that doesn't mean that the process was that fast. It's interesting to see how I actually spent my time during this process while I edit this. And it's also nice to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes. I guess we can't always explain exactly what the brain is learning. But something is learning. And that's how skills begin to form, right? 1 hour later. And many times we can watch videos like this, and I say this because it happened to me, And imagine that someone's life is perfect, or that someone was born gifted to do something specific, but that's not the reality. There's a tough behind the scenes story, always. I once read a phrase that said something like, until you've worked as hard as those you admire, you can't attribute their success to luck. And how true that is, my friends. But hey, nothing that can't be solved with some good yoga, a walk, and a delicious meal. To continue with the tasks for the following days. What? Okay. Is this bacalao? No.
No, es robalo sivas.
¿Cómo?
Sivas.
You see this here? Well, this is how all the meals were with these two human beings. Pure quality. I think I've never eaten so well in my life. Then Isabel and Vitor also took me to visit several magical places. One of them was Sintra, Portugal, a fairy tale place known for its unique architecture and the history of its palaces and castles. But what I loved the most were its beautiful green landscapes. This is a World Heritage Site, but the best part of this trip was Isabel showing me this floor that when you press the petals opens like a lion's mouth. So that's why the name Azaña Sama. We visited this coastal village in Portugal with stunning views of the Atlantic Ocean. Look at this. Then we passed through Cabo da Roca, the westernmost point of mainland Europe. It's the last piece of land before the Atlantic Ocean begins, without including islands. It's breathtaking. Thank you so much for the lovely tour, beautiful family. So we came back home. It was time to continue with the daily tasks. And enjoy a good dinner and a nice wine, of course. What is this? Oye, esa no es tuya. No es tuya. Voy a vacunarme contra la fiebre amarilla y la hepatitis. Since I still had as an option going south towards Africa, I went to take some vaccines just in case, you know.
Se tiver alguma febre, se as vacinas fizerem febre, you have some fever, or pains in body, the head, body, is normal. Okay. You bring paracetamol, tá? Paracetamol. Essa é a hepatite A e B, é mais brava. Está agora. Está bem? Está bem? Não, está bem.
Obrigada. Bom dia. I almost left with all the vaccines but without international certificate. But well, luckily no side effects. So Isabel and I met in downtown and went for another stroll. Another excellent tour guide. I'm so lucky with this.
Ando viendo el barco, que necesito tomarme un barco de... Y luego se la pasan también a toda madre, se van que al Albuquerque, se van que a casa y que... Ah, pues sí, pero ¿con quién dices? ¿Quién te invitaba? Ni se me ha antojado nada más.
Sometimes I cringe hearing my ranchero accent when I talk with my family or my Mexican friends. But hey, I'm from Chihuahua, I'm a ranchera. what can I do?
Tú no puedes comprar el calor. Es que me vi esas ojeras y dije voy a compartirlas. Son reales. Tengo muy bonitos ojos, en verdad. Nomás mis ojeras no tanto.
And well, I promise we're almost ready to set off.
Prime and run the stove as usual.
Y se hizo el fuego.
Como que no merecieras el amor en plenitud o cómo lo ves.
In this video, this is how you get a spoke back in wheel.
I think this might have been a bit awkward. But our family got even bigger when Vitor and Isabel welcomed another beautiful family traveling from Morocco to France to stay with us.
Very creative.
Yeah.
What an artist.
Isabel said something that it's going to stay with me forever. She said, "We do this with love because somewhere out there, someone is doing the same for our son." And wow, this just inspires me so much to do the same for others one day. Moved by the love and the support I've received from so many people around the world, it's a reminder of something I want to share with you guys. And that is, let's have faith in humanity. There are more good people out there, and when we vibrate with love, we vibrate high and we attract more love. Okay, now, as much as I've enjoyed my time here, it's time to pack the last things, get my bike ready and deep clean this beautiful space that was given to me with so much love.
Pensando seriamente en si cambio mi casco, pero no sé, parezco un champiñón. ¿Ustedes qué piensan?
Yep, I ended up trading it with Vitor. And hey, you want to see how nerves and fear show up in the body? Here you can see it. Sorry, not sorry. And the moment to leave arrived, but I wouldn't leave alone. We all went together to Isabel's workplace to say goodbye once more. We had already said goodbye to Vitor since he was busy, but, well, we would hope to see each other again someday.
Surprise.
One last photo together and we all said goodbye, each heading off in different directions. Isabel and I shared one last coffee. Thank you so much, Isabel, for all the love, the empathy and kindness. Isabel, Vitor, Françisco, thank you truly. I live here with my heart full of love. And now it's time to head into a big adventure, traveling solo on my bicycle Once again, not knowing where I'll end up that night, who I will meet, or what life has in store for me. But here I am. Wish me luck.
Para mi defensa, esta es una casa de campaña nueva, ¿ok? Así que aprendiendo ando.
After leaving Lisbon, I arrived at the place where I would spend my first night camping alone while traveling by bicycle. And yes, I was a bit paranoid.
Bien mal.